Well, y'all, one thing I will never do is get on social media of any sort and start talking bad about somebody's mental disorder. But one thing that I will do is get online and talk shit about somebody faking a mental disorder. So with that being said, what is up, you guys? Welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. It really just depends if you're new here or not. From that intro, you can tell we are talking shit today. Now, y'all are gonna have to let me know if I did it or not, because I am not gonna lie. I've had so much going on that I've made content for you guys, but I forget to upload it. So if I did not upload this video, I'm gonna have to do a double upload tonight and upload it after this one. But I made a video about a month ago now, 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, whatever, where I talked about people faking mental illnesses on social media, specifically TikTok, for clout. And everybody we talked about in that video was proven to actually be faking that disorder. Now, I'm not gonna lie, there's just something so concerning when people get on social media and self-diagnose themselves. Now, I understand it's one thing to watch a video and relate to what that person is saying and to think to yourself, hey, all these things that they're saying checks boxes of things that I do. Maybe I have this. Maybe I should talk to my doctor. It would make sense because this, that, and the third, right? I understand that, but just to simply watch a video of somebody saying, hey, I have autism, or hey, I have Tourette's, this is what it looks like for me, and then somebody self-diagnosing themselves after watching one, maybe 5 videos max about a disorder, and then saying, hey, that's me, yep, I have all those, so I'm now autistic, and I now have Tourette's. It's troubling. Now, one thing that I do understand, because I'm not, obviously, y'all, I'm not a medical professional. I don't have, like, the most information when it comes to all the disorders we're going to talk about today, or ones I've even talked about in the past. But I do know a little bit, and I do know that self-diagnosing yourself is not the same as a real diagnosis from a doctor. And I've always cringed, I've shuddered, so hard at people who I've seen on the internet faking mental illnesses and self-diagnosing themselves, saying, yeah, I watched a video, I relate to the symptoms. So now this is me, this is who I am, this is my identity. Because it's, in my opinion, a pretty serious and dangerous thing to do, because not only are you spreading then misinformation about a mental illness that people are still trying to wrap their brains around understanding, but you're also harming the real individuals who do struggle with that certain disorder. And that is just not okay. So today, we're going to be talking about one specific person. And again, I can't remember if I uploaded that video or not, so if I didn't, y'all are going to have to let me know. But I will give you the full rundown of this individual in this one today, so don't worry. This individual, okay? I had included her in the last video that we had made, and I'm not going to say her name, because I don't want people to run on over and, like, start spewing hate to her or anything like that. That's, like, not what my intention is. But pretty much, this individual has alleged schizophrenia. And again, I say alleged because even though this is what they claim to have very publicly on social media. So without further, oh wow, we are at the 4-minute mark. Where did the time go, you guys? But we are going to go ahead and take a quick look at the introduction to this individual. So without further ado, let's be prepared.
Obligated to, and I can't afford to.
Guess what? Doesn't matter.
You can't just tell me I have 2 weeks to find somewhere.
You've had over a month. And
No, I haven't.
look, you have done nothing but dig your heels in and try and make me feel bad about your...
No, I haven't. I've been trying to educate you.
No, your education is brainwashing.
No, it's not. You just won't listen to me.
No, I'm not going to listen to this crap. Now you talk...
I have schizophrenia.
I don't care what you have. I don't. It doesn't mean we live in squalor.
Now, this individual uploaded this video to TikTok of their parents kicking them out. I wonder why. Like, why? Who would kick this person out of the house? And said, I have 2 weeks to find somewhere to live, and I'm about to have a schizophrenic attack, I think. Sorry to break the news to you, babe, but I think you're talking about an anxiety attack because you're in the process of thinking you're going to have a schizophrenic attack. Again, I'm not a doctor, so I might be misspeaking, but to my knowledge about schizophrenia, A lot of people with schizophrenia can't tell if they're having an attack or an episode or not. They can't tell real from fake. Their fake reality is also their real reality, and they just can't tell the difference. And I'm not trying to talk badly. I'm not trying to make it sound like it's... I hope y'all understand where I'm trying to get at. I just really think that this person who was trying to educate their mother was also educating themselves with videos on TikTok of people also faking a mental disorder, so they just don't have their information correct. Also, just coming from the mother's perspective, I can understand why she'd want to kick her daughter out, okay? Imagine living in hell every single day. Your child's been brainwashed from social media and thinks that every little diagnosis that people come up with for themselves on social media is something that they can also then coin for their own personality and just start saying that they have all these disorders that they don't actually have and puts you through absolute hell, then blames this imaginary disorder. Now, again, I'm not a medical professional. I don't have any of these disorders, but from what I've seen from real people who truly do struggle with schizophrenia and talk about it openly, they have had moments where they've had schizophrenic episodes that have been documented. It's not a joke. It's very real and it's very troubling. It's heartbreaking to just know that this is something that individual is struggling with. So to see people on TikTok taking such a serious thing and then cosplaying it for clicks and views, it's sickening. It's disgusting. Can't really, say much more than that. And not gonna lie, the mother probably tried, I don't know, this is just what I'm saying, the mother probably tried to get her daughter to go to a center, a doctor, somewhere where she can actually get properly diagnosed, get on the right medication, kickstart back to a healthy lifestyle, and the daughter probably denied it because she knows herself it's not real. It's symptoms that she came across on the internet, again, probably from other people faking having this disorder, and then saying, oh, well, I have it too, so let me just start acting like this, and excusing all my shit behavior on this disease that I made up having, because I don't actually have it. I'm just doing it for clicks and views.
I have schizophrenia!
I don't care what you have. I don't. It doesn't mean we live in squalor. And it doesn't mean you're a bully.
I'm not even a bully! You literally detonate me, misgender me, and tell me that to find somewhere!
You've had over a month.
The fact that the mom had to say, look, I don't want to live like this just because you're self-diagnosing on the internet, watching all these videos but not going to get proper help or a proper diagnosis for it. If you want to live this way, be my guest, but don't be my guest in my home anymore. And she had to look at the camera like, ah, shit. Like, almost a moment of realization, but also, I guess she was just checking to make sure she had the proper angle for her next TikTok video. Now, okay, there was some comments on Reddit about this, so I do want to go ahead and take a look at it. Here's one. Someone said they don't seem to have an understanding of what is really wrong. They claim schizophrenic attacks, which is not how it works at all. It's not like a panic attack, lol, and in my opinion, they self-diagnose. Now, this update might be a shocker. It says not much more of anything beside the person with the blue hair that made a follow-up video, then took it down. There's only clips of it stating that blue hair is mentally and physically disabled and refuses to get a job. The old account is Goth Grandpa 666, but now they go by Xander on the clock app, and their whole personality is weed. Because why not? Yeah, so that's the introduction. To be fair, why I wanted to make that the introduction for this video is because it's actually a very dangerous thing for people to self-diagnose themselves and then not actually go out and seek a real diagnosis. Not everybody that I know of, but from all the ones that I've seen on social media of people watching videos and saying, they have autism, so I check the boxes, so I have autism, I'm going to start saying I have autism and documenting my life now. Or people such as this one who think that they have schizophrenia because they've seen TikToks of people with schizophrenia and read a few Reddits and was like, that's me, I now have schizophrenia, and don't actually go out and get the diagnosis, then start to do shitty shit and blame it on their diagnosis, when even real individuals who really have it don't do that. there has been a rise in the trend of people on social media thinking it's cute, thinking it's quirky to say that they have certain things wrong with them when they truly don't. It's not cute, it's not quirky, babe, you're delusional. Speaking of Delulu, we are now going to be talking about the main thing I wanted to talk about in today's video. I just felt like that intro would give you guys some context in case I didn't really upload that last video, which I think I uploaded, but I'm not sure if I did or not. It is what it is. Also, my Red Bull's kicking in, so bear with me. I'm sweating. This one individual, who also did work on TikTok, claimed to have dissociative identity disorder, or D.I.D, which for those of you who don't know, it's basically your person, your body is the host, but you have these other alter egos who take on their own personalities and you name them, and it's like 4 or 5 people living in one body and they shift, they alternate. Probably wasn't the best description, but it's pretty close. It gives you the idea. Now, this individual, somebody else who also claims to have a disorder, probably again based off of what they've seen on the internet, and unalived their ex with a sword. Because unaliving isn't bad in itself already, but she did it with a sword. So there's that. This individual claims to have D.I.D and also stated it publicly that they have D.I.D, but once in the interrogation room, they're like, I've never actually been diagnosed, but from my research, just, you know, from little old me, what I've seen on the internet, I really think I have it. So yeah, without further ado, let's go ahead and dive right into it. And again, this is going to be an interrogation of somebody who murdered somebody, so if that's not for you, I don't know, just don't watch, I guess. Now, this is Kiara McCauley, and she is claiming to have D.I.D. She has, I stated, as somebody who is open, very public about stating she has D.I.D. And she committed murder, and she's trying to blame one of those alter egos that she has on her crime. And here's the kicker. After doing all her own independent research and self-diagnosing herself to the people of the internet, who some of them really believed it, just came out during this interrogation and said, I don't actually have it, though. I just think that I do, from what I've read.
You believe someone was found dead in your room. Do you have any idea who that might be?
Well, so I'm really tired, but last night Isaac invited my ex-girlfriend, Grace Jennings, who now is going by Yamko. I don't know anymore. She's gone through so many name changes, it's confusing me. I always knew her as Grace, or Rose. I was really upset, so I just went on a walk and spent most of the night in the house. This morning, I was trying to sleep, but if you were blocking memories for me again, God damn it. Sorry.
Who are you talking to?
My best guess is that I have D.I.D, but I'm not 100% certain.
What's D.I.D?
Dissociative identity disorder. If you were blocking memories for me again, God damn it. Sorry.
Who are you talking to?
100% certain.
What's D.I.D?
Dissociative identity disorder. I haven't had it actually diagnosed, but that's my best guess from my research. There are different personalities that come out.
Do you have names for them?
Some of them, yeah.
What are their names?
There's Abby, and then there's, we call her Jinx because she hates people saying her real name.
Jinx.
Yeah. If you say her real name, she gets mad. Then there's one personality that I haven't seen in a long time. Like, I haven't communicated with her. It's with wow, I'm tired. Her name was Jess. Jessica, but we always called her Jess.
I'm sorry, but if you're trying to beat the case, Missy ma'am, this ain't doing you justice at all. Now again, D.I.D, this is something that it's very, very real, and people do have D.I.D. It's something that truly does affect people. It's a real disorder. And just because this person here is faking it, I really don't want to take away from the fact that people truly do go through this. And she might have it. I couldn't even say that with a straight face. She might have it, okay? She might. But here's the thing. She never went and got the diagnosis. And I'm not saying you need a diagnosis to be able to relate to something and think that you have it. Hell, I'm sure we've all watched a video or two in the past, probably from TikTok, where somebody's talking about something that they have, a disorder, something mental, and we're like, hey, I feel like I might have that too. I check some of those boxes. But guess what we don't do? We don't start telling the world proudly we have something we've never been diagnosed with. This is a discussion that you have with your doctor, not TikTok. And especially not a detective during interrogation. And why does she seem so excited to be explaining her D.I.D to the investigator? Now, I'm not gonna lie, when I go to TikTok and I see people faking these disorders, it genuinely pisses me off because I follow a few people on TikTok who have certain things wrong with them. And I don't want to say something's wrong with them. It's just how they were born, but they live a certain lifestyle due to a mental disorder that they have. And they really advocate to spread awareness about it. And they make their whole lives literally just to be based around spreading awareness so people have a better understanding of what that disorder is like, of what it's like on a day-to-day basis, living with D.I.D or living with schizophrenia. And those videos are extremely, extremely helpful, not just to other people who struggle with the same thing, who found a community they can go to and be like, I feel better knowing that there's other people who are like me, who are talking about it, who make me not feel so alone in this crazy world full of judgment based off of what I'm going through. I love that for people so much. But also from somebody who doesn't have it, I like watching the videos. I enjoy engaging with the content because it gives me a better understanding of what it's like for them. So if I'm ever out and about and I see a situation, I know how to handle it without making that person feel judged or just making them feel bad for existing with something that they can't control. What I cannot stand, however, is people claiming that they have certain mental disorders or D.I.D or schizophrenia, certain things that are, again, very real for a lot of individuals who they deal with it in their own ways, go into social media claiming that they have it and then literally cosplaying a mental disorder and just basically spreading misinformation about what it's like with that disorder. And what also drives me nuts is this person here trying to blame one of her alter egos from her D.I.D to have committed the murder. She is trying to shift blame from herself because she was so mad at her ex for being at her house that she decided to take her little sword she probably also does cosplay with and unalive her. And now she's blaming it on one of her alter egos like that's gonna like make a difference in the case. And y'all, just to be clear before we continue, I might get a lot of slack for this video. Again, I'm not a mental health professional. I'm not a doctor. I don't do any type of medical anything. So, with that being said, I could be wrong with some of the things that I'm saying, but this is just my opinion with the information that I had given to me.
It's a cub. We always called her Jess.
Any other personalities?
There's the little version of me, which actually responds to my biological name, my government name, which is very dangerous for her, and I don't want her to get hurt. None of us do.
She responds to Kiara?
Yeah.
And that's the little version of you?
Yeah.
What do you mean by that little version of you?
It's like a little kid before bad shit started happening in your life.
What kind of bad stuff happened in your life?
I've had a bad relationship with my mom.
What kind of bad stuff happened in your life?
I've had a bad relationship with my mom. Reason why I never wanted to see Grace, but I pissed me off by bringing her to my house. She did something really stupid, and I wanted to see her change, and
Yeah, guess what? She ended up pleading guilty to this. She admitted to her involvement. She basically said she did it. Alter egos or not, she said she did it. So, yeah, it says here that she pleaded guilty. to aggravated unaliving in the second degree and conspiracy to commit first degree unaliving. I know you're probably like, why are you saying unaliving? And that's because I can't say the M word too many times. YouTube will be like, yeah, never mind, we're not gonna, no thank you. She now faces 30 years in prison. Deserved. Y'all, it is very, very, very important to get actual medical attention. If you feel like you are struggling with D.I.D, if you see videos and you're like, that kind of lines up with what I feel or what I do or how I think, talk to your doctors about it. Don't self-diagnose yourself from videos on the internet of other people who are probably delusional and seen one too many videos themselves and thinks that they have this disorder as well. If she was actually diagnosed with this, I don't know if there would have been a way to have, like, got off on, like, insanity or something. I don't know how that works. I don't know if that would work. I'm just saying if she was actually diagnosed, there would have been a better understanding as to maybe she did have alter egos, maybe there was. Of course she did it. But maybe there was, like, extra-ness involved with the case. But just like her forebears before her on TikTok, they were all just faking D.I.D, schizophrenia, and any other type of mental disorder you can possibly think of because they thought it was cute and quirky and thought that they could do the shittiest actions and then blame it on having this mental disorder. And yeah, I do understand, y'all. Sometimes having certain things can actually play a role in how you act, the things that you do, the way that you behave. And I'm also not undermining that at all. I understand. It happens. There are people who are truly diagnosed who still do things that maybe they don't mean to do it, they don't want to do it, but it kind of happens. But even those individuals wouldn't use their disorder as an excuse to justify shitty ass behavior, especially unaliving somebody. And to be honest, I think that this has justified her getting 30 years in prison because she didn't even care. She didn't even want to be there. She did not want to talk about it at all. He said, well, I want to talk about this with you real quick. And she's like, well, I'm just really tired. I don't know if I can do it. And as soon as she had that little D.I.D moment, he was like, who are you talking? She's like, oh, I think that's my alter ego. I think I have D.I.D, but, like, I've never actually been diagnosed. Like, her energy changed when she started talking about herself. So she's probably self-diagnosed with D.I.D, but probably really does have narcissism. I don't know, it's always bothered me getting on the internet and seeing people who self-diagnose and then use those self-diagnoses to do really shitty shit and then blame it on their self-diagnosis. And I've always wanted to talk about it, but I'm not gonna lie, as a small creator, it's not even a small, I'm not even gonna use the creator excuse. Posting in general, you can't please everybody. And I'm just starting to get to the moment in doing YouTube where I'm like, yep, I'm definitely not going to please everybody, so I'm just going to do what I want at this point. So I'm kind of at the point where I know I'm going to have some opinions y'all don't always agree with, but that's what this page is here for at the end of the day, for us to talk our shit and agree to disagree and disagree to agree. Sometimes it happens. And again, I'm not a medical professional. This is just something I've seen on the internet for a really long time now. And it bothers the shit out of me, so I wanted to make a video about it. And with that being said, I want to know y'all's thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. I can't wait to read them. So with that being said, just let me know your thoughts down there, and I will catch you in the next damn video. Alright, bye.